Hi everybody, it's Lene. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel today. I have a new Christmas in July project for you. This is the summer version. I've been doing a summer version and a Christmas version with you all month long. And this one is very similar to this one that I did on Instagram a couple weeks ago. Just did a little short reel, and it has little open pockets on the right. Oops, come on, Lene. And then you can just slide out this little tag. It's got this glue binding right here. And then this one is very similar to the one we did in the 6x6 little mini album that had the split pages in it. Okay, same idea right here with these split pages. Same thing, okay? So I just adapted this into this, and then that gave me the idea for this. So that's my little inspiration. So it all of those have the same glue binding where you punch right here and thread the ribbon. It's really, really simple. You guys have been really liking that. So for this, I wanted to make a larger pocket that had, you know, like a closure on it. So you could put documents, you could put pictures, you could put all kinds of recipes, things like that in here. And for this summer version, it looks just like this. Here's a pocket here. Here's the one with the closure. And then another little pocket and a pocket and then a closure. And then the paper pack that I've been using for all the summer version projects is the watercolor wildflowers from Hot Off the Press, available at Paper Wishes. And this one I've just sort of challenged myself for the month of July to see if I could use the whole thing, because you get 2 of each of these in here, and I've been loving it, and you guys have been really enjoying it too. So this is our last one for the month of July. If you haven't seen this yet, it's absolutely beautiful, and the link for this is down below the video under Paper Wishes supplies. And then this yellow one, this is the cover of the little envelope book I showed you. And then this one. And then these are the cut aparts that I put inside of the envelopes. There's little borders that you can use between them. And on the back, it's got a great plaid. And then all of these little greetings. So you're getting 2 of each of these. Okay, so let's take a look, you guys, at the Christmas paper that I'm going to be using for the Christmas version. So let me grab it. This is Christmas Floral Plaids, also from Hot Off the Press, available at Paper Wishes. And if I can't have a gingham, I really enjoy a plaid. So this really fills the bill. It's absolutely beautiful. The florals are gorgeous. Love the plaid. Beautiful teal, and then I did get some gingham right there. And then this one. And on the back, this great border and the plaid. And then all around the edges here and on the back. And Hot Off the Press is really known for their beautiful borders on their paper, and so I'm just really going to be making use of those today. And then this one, oh, did I forget the cut apart one? Did I already show you? I don't know. Oh yeah, I was talking. Apparently I cannot talk and listen at the same time. And then we've got the little greetings. Okay, so which one am I going to be using for the Christmas version? Which one of these? This one, and this one. We'll save this one for another time. It was a hard decision, let me tell you. Okay, so for this one, you guys, we're going to take this one. What else do I need? I need my scoreboard. This one has very little scoring on it. The thing you need to remember is sort of pick out what you want to be your flap, if you want a decorative flap, okay? So I am going to turn this over Okay, and we're going to use, this is going to be the inside of the envelope, and this will be on the flap at the top inside. And then this part right here will show on the outside. So let's grab this one. This is going to be the inside part. And then this will be on the outside. So that makes a difference if you're using double-sided paper. All right, the first thing we're going to do, and don't worry, I'm going to write this all down. The first thing we're going to do is going to score this, if I can get to the top here so you can see, score this at 3/4 of an inch, all the way down. And then 6.5 inches, all the way down. All right, so that's where we are right now. 12 by 12, okay, from the left side, you're going to score 3/4 of an inch and then 6.5 inches. And then we're going to take this and we're going to look at the bottom. We're going to take the bottom and we're going to turn it so that the bottom is now on the left. And then we're going to score at 3/4 of an inch. And then instead of 6.5, we're going all the way over to 10 inches. All right, so the bottom of the page, we're going to turn to the left, and now we're scoring at 3/4 of an inch and 10 inches. So go ahead and screenshot that if you need to. All right, now my score lines are obviously not showing up on this plaid paper, so I'm going to go ahead and ink all the score lines and everything so that you can see those before we do anything else. Okay, I tried to ink this, you guys, and it's just not going to show up at all. So we're going to go ahead and continue to fold this, and then I have a plan for you so you can see everything. Because, I mean, you got to see what you're doing, and this plaid is like, it's bright, it's bold. All right, so now I'm just folding along all those lines that I scored. I'm just folding everything towards what's going to be the inside. Okay. And you just fold on those lines. There we go. All right. So here's where we're done. We're done with the scoreboard. This is what I ended up doing, so you can see better. Okay. So this was my prototype. So all the lines that are inked on this, okay, that's just what we folded. And as you can see here, now this is the area that we're going to cut this part away, and then we're going to cut this little piece away. And then down here at the bottom, we're going to make one more little cut right here. We're just dividing these little flaps up. Okay, so let's start from the bottom. And I'm sorry, as I said, the plaid is just not going to allow you to see right there. All right, and now we're going to go up here to the top, and I'm just going to follow along. I can see the score line, but I'm afraid you won't be able to see this. I'm going to just go ahead and cut right on that score line. All right, that's where we are so far. And then over here in this corner, we're over here now, we're going to cut away this little rectangle. Just like that. Okay, ooh, I cut that really crooked. Ooh. Straighten that up. There we go. All right. So here we're done with all that part. Now I wanted to show you something before we go on. When you were closing this over the area with the flap, sometimes this area right here can get caught up when you fold the flap down right there. So I recommend going back to this area and just trimming a tiny little bit, like a 1/16 of an inch, like a thread. Like that much. And you can do that on a paper trimmer. Just trim a little bit, okay? So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be folding this like this. Oops, we're going to fold this down and we're going to fold this on top. So this part right here, this is that 3/4 of an inch right here. We're just going to fold that over. And then on this edge right here, we're going to take just some glue and just put a line of glue all the way down to the bottom. And then this little bottom flap right here, just put a line of glue, maybe 2 lines of glue, right across the center of that. And I'll show you why. We're going to fold this over. Make sure you have this piece over here on the left folded down. And this piece down here, it's supposed to look like that. Like that. And then this is going to get folded over. And this piece right here, I like to just go ahead and take my bone folder and score it this way and then this way, except my glue's not dry yet, Lene. All right, so this is our little hinge. It's going to be able to go both directions, okay? That's the basic of the pocket. And I'm going to show you later, if you wanted to make this an actual mailer, what you would do with this part down here, okay? So let's go back up here to the top, and I have a 2-inch circle punch. This part's completely optional, but you could take that and just make sure, wow, my glue is not dry. Okay. While we wait for that, I wanted to show you my new little punch. This is a little corner punch from EK Success. It's from the same line of like the flattened punches that you can get where you can push it down and push that over. Anyway, it'll lay flat. And this is the same one, and it comes in a 2-pack. And I absolutely love it. This is the 1-inch one. I was really struggling with my other punch, and this just works so nicely. So I'm just going to take this on the flap, and we're just going to round those corners. I also like that it has this little guide right here. So cute. And then we can go ahead at the bottom, and we can round those as well. And if you're interested in this, my goodness, if you're interested in this one, you can get it in my Amazon storefront. Okay, so there we go, just like that. And I'm wondering if this is quite dry yet. All right, we're going to test it. So I'm going to take this 2-inch circle punch, and I'm going to slide it right in here. And there's equal space on this side, and I'm only using like 1/4 of the punch and just putting a little notch in there. Not necessary, just fun. All right, and then for the closure, you guys, I've got some little Velcro dots. I love this size. They're like 3/8 of an inch. I got these on Amazon. You can find these in my store as well. All right, so let's just take the scratchy edge, can go right up here at the top center, and then the fuzzy edge, whoa, they all came off. The fuzzy edge, you can just put right on top of it and then close it. And then burnish it a little bit. And then you've got your little closure. So cute. All right, and then this is what will be the back of the envelope. This is the front of the envelope. So I do have something sort of decorative to put on here. These are the flowers that I used here, as well as these little strawberry little crystals. And these, I got both of these at Paper Wishes, and I'll put the link down below, my Paper Wishes supplies, as well as the little gingham ribbon, also from Paper Wishes. Okay, and don't forget, we're going to finish doing the binding and everything on this. So I did want to take some little flowers. They're like this. They're little roses. Same little lace appliques. But the white, the stark white was a little too white for me. little too stark, so I wanted to just add a little coffee dyeing to it. If I can find them, here they are. So I antiqued them a little bit. So this is what they look like now, and this is what they look like before. So not enough of a difference if it doesn't bother you. I just thought it was fun. And how I did this, I took 3 of these, and I took some of my husband's coffee, because I don't drink coffee, and I took about, probably 3 tablespoons and put it in a mug, and then I just tossed these in and let them sit for about an hour. I pulled them out and I let them dry on a paper towel. That was the extent of the coffee dyeing. All right, so now we can take one of these and we can just glue it right here, just right over where the Velcro dot is, just like right there. And it just adds something a little sweet. Plus I think then you know where to grab your thing there. All right, so before we go on, I'm going to grab my 1/4 inch hole punch, okay? And we're going to take it at the bottom right here, and you're going to punch as far up as the punch will allow you to go. That's how I'm just measuring that. On that side. And then I like to just bend this over here like that so you know you're centered. And on that side, just like that, so cute. And then I've got some more of these already mostly done. All right. So these are ready to go, except I haven't put the closure on them. And we just need to figure out kind of what order we want these to go in, which one we want to be on the cover. Okay, that's a little more plain. I think this one would make a really great cover because it's got a lot more going on with this border showing. And then this one's pretty plain too. Now you can put this together so that all of the envelope openings are all going in the same direction. So when you open it, it's just a series of envelopes with a series of pages here. You might like having the envelope on the front, which I like that. I think it's decorative. Or you could just flip it over, and this could be your front. So it looks more like a traditional book. I'm going to make it like this, okay? And I'll put on the rest of these later, but let's go ahead and glue these together for the binding. So we're going to start with the bottom one first. And we're just staying right in there where that score line is. Okay, this is going to be the second one. And I'm just making sure that these little holes are aligned. And then doing more glue, just kind of going around the circles and then in between. Okay, just like that. And then while that's drying, so I have these leftover pieces from where I cut off this part of the flap. So these are great just to take, and you've got your little corner rounder right here, and you can just round those. And then you can put these on the inside. You could put them here, you could put them here, wherever you want to make little pockets, and then you would just glue them on 3 sides, so not the top. You can also, see, I've got my other ones right here. You can also just hold those together and put a little 1/4 punch. I'm going to hold them all. Woo! So they're all the same. Those are ready to go. Okay. And let's see. While this is drying and I finish my closures and things, I want to show you another thing. So here is another envelope at this point. We've already cut this part off, already rounded it. And then we've got to go down here. We've got to make this little notch right there. We've already cut this part off. Now this is if you want to make this a mailing envelope or a gifting envelope just on its own. You're not going to use the binding down here. We're going to go ahead, there's this little corner down here, and we're going to just cut that corner off. That's where those those score lines meet. All right, And then what you're going to do is fold the bottom part up like this, instead of leaving them down below for our binding. And then we're going to fold that 3/4 right there. And then I like to just put a little dot of glue here. And then we're going to go over to this side. And remember when we folded this over, see, this bottom part is now all nice and neat. And we're just going to go ahead and just put a little line of glue here and on the top there. And so now this can be used as a like oversized card envelope, special documents, anything you want to use it for that you would use maybe a large or like a small mailing envelope, really. And we're going to just round these just like that. You can just leave those just that as it is. And you know what? My glue, I forgot one really important part. Look, that's opened. So yeah, you need to add some glue down here. Fortunately, that's an easy fix. That doesn't make a good envelope if everything just falls out of the bottom. All right, and then we're going to take our little closure. I need to get some more of these. All right, and we're going to put that right there. And then remember, the little fuzzy one just goes right on top like that. And then it just opens like this. So here's your little envelope. All right. So we do a giveaway with every one of my videos, and I'll give you a little sneak preview here. I'll tell you the rest when I finish this and show you in the next clip. Whoever wins is going to be able to pick the Christmas version or the summer version of the full 3 envelopes, but I'll throw this one in too. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, we're ready to put a little bit of ribbon on the binding. Amazingly, I'm not using gingham ribbon. This is just a little bit of ivory with red. I thought it was very sweet. And I just got this, I think last year at either, well, Michael's, Joann's, or Hobby Lobby, one of those places. Just very sweet little 3/4 inch wide ribbon. We're gonna start from the front and then go across the back. And there's about 18 inches here. And then I'm going to turn it this way just for my purposes to tie. Just tying a little bit of an overhand, making that first loop, tying around it, through the bunny hole. That's how I learned to tie my shoes. How did you guys learn? Just like that. Chomp off a little ribbon. Okay, so for the final flip through here, we've got our little tuck spot in there with one of the little cut aparts. We've got a pocket here. Pocket here that's really great for old photos. Share those old photos. A pocket here. Another pocket right here. Another little embellishment. And whoever wins this could definitely add this here. Could make a little tuck spot of it. If you just glued it on this edge and this edge in the back, you could still tuck something. But I wanted to leave this blank in case you wanted a place to write a greeting. Oh, and then there's, forgot to mention, another little, where did it go? It's all the way down in there. This one. All right, so let's do a little review while I talk about both of these and the winner and the giveaway and all that. Okay, So I've written out more directions here. So remember, we're doing 12 by 12, 3/4 of an inch from the left, 6.5 inches from the left, and then then we're turning the whole thing. Okay. Oh, actually, so then we're turning the whole thing, and we're going to go like this, and then you're doing 3/4 of an inch and 10 inches. All right. And then we flip this over, cut at the bottom, and then I was kind of like, how do I describe this? Where the 3/4 inch and 6.5 inch lines meet. That's where that spot is. Then cut away the flap on the inside right. I wanted to make sure you're on the inside of your paper, because if you turned it over, you would have the wrong flap. So from the inside of your paper, cut the right, and then fold the left side over, okay? And then you're gluing the right side like this. Then these get glued together, and then they get hole punched, okay? Unless you're doing the one where you want to mail it, then you would just cut this corner off, fold these up, and then glue it like that. Okay. So you guys, how we do our giveaways here at Lene Creates, I'll tell you while I'm tidying up my very messy desk. So yeah, every week we have a giveaway for what I make, and we ask that you like, comment, and subscribe. And then next week's video, you guys, will be a pop-up. And you might have seen a pop-up if you watched the video all the way through this week. That was last week's winner. And then we give you instructions on how to claim your prize for the winner that's announced. We use everyone's YouTube username, okay, because that's the name that we know you by your comment. We don't know who you are. So if you've got to know your YouTube username, you got to help us out there, okay? Watch for the pop-up in next week's video. And then we'll give you instructions on how to contact us, and we'll let you pick which one of these you want, the summer one, the Christmas one, and then I'm also going to throw in this bonus mailing envelope, okay? Thanks so much for joining me today, you guys. If you are so inclined, it would be great if you would follow me on my other social media accounts. And if you want to participate in helping me pay for the free shipping for the winner, you could buy me a cup of coffee or do a super thanks down below. It really helps me because we do pay for that on our own. By we, I mean myself and my sister-in-law, Carrie, who's my editor and partner. She's so great. Thanks, you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Merry Christmas in July.